Hi, my name is Jordan, and this is my week 3 reflection video for my Peaceful Warrior immersion. Now, I'd just like to start off by saying that this week was actually a really short week just because we missed 2 days due to the weather, and that was really disappointing because I realized I was extremely bored over the 2 days that I could have been doing something really amazing on my immersion, and that was just a bit of a disappointment, but basically, the 3 days that we've had have consisted of extensive meditation, the Matrix, our workout sessions, and the dojo because it was too cold to go outside and do archery. So that was one of the things I was disappointed about as well. But for the things that we did do, I'm going to start with the Matrix just because that was a really cool thing, and I actually referenced that in my first video, and I thought it was funny that we actually got to watch it. Um, the Matrix has a lot to do with our immersion in terms of just like unplugging and waking up to what is real and realizing what's around you is just something you'll have to accept. And once you learn to accept it, you can use it in ways that you never thought possible. And that was a really cool thing that we touched on in the movie when we watched it and stopped every so often just to go more in depth with the movie. Um, and again, it was just like it was a really cool experience to watch that as a group and to kind of break it down. And it's especially important because with The Matrix, you have to be careful when you watch that movie, just because people will take it too far. Because when I watch it, when I watched it for the first time, like it kind of made me think that okay, this movie is basically telling me that I can be Neo, and that's not true. You're just supposed to take the points that the movie is giving you and analyze them on your own. But nonetheless, it was a great movie, and the key points were well showcased in the movie, and I was glad that we watched it. Um, but moving on to meditation. Um, for the past 3 days, meditation has been a huge part of what we've been doing. And sadly, I haven't been able to experience it as well as I did last week just because I've been sick for the past couple days. And it's kind of difficult to do the breathing exercises when I can't really breathe out of my nose. So, um, meditation was still fun, but or not fun, but like still what's the right word for this? I would say enlightening, but at the same time, I did not get the full experience that I could have had I not been sick. But the first day it was kind of weird getting back into meditation just because I hadn't done it in so long. So trying to get back into your body is just more foreign than it was last week. But that had changed by the second day, and we were all rolling and ready to go with meditation for the most part. Um, there were a couple times during our meditation sessions that I would have to stop and like um, just reset myself. And when you look around the room when we're meditating, um, it's just crazy how everyone looks so focused and so into it. Um, Even when there were people that were laying down, it still just looked like everyone in the room was just in the same mindset. And it actually seemed quite peaceful in the room just because when you're sitting that long and everyone is trying to accomplish the same thing, um, it's almost like naturally you get on the same page with everyone else, and it's a great experience, especially when you stop, because then you get to share your experience and you realize that everyone else did have a very similar experience to what you just had. And that's just a great thing. And another thing I wanted to touch on that I didn't do in class was with meditation, the concept of misery loves company. I just think that applies to this, and um, not in a bad way though, just because misery, when people say misery loves company, usually it has a negative connotation to it, but I think that's a key part to group meditation, just because you know that the person next to you is suffering the same way that you are, and it just makes it easier to fight through whatever you're going through. And it also allows for a bond to be formed between you and the rest of your group, and that becomes clear when you stop. Again, usually with meditation, a lot of what we do you experience during the actual meditation, but another big portion is actually when you stop and reflect on what you just did. And I'm not sure how it would turn out, but with the meditations we've done, we've always talked after it, and I'm wondering what it would be like if we just didn't talk after it and just continued like normal. Um, because at least to or in my experience, I think we've talked after every meditation. But that's not even the main point because the talks are beneficial regardless of whether we should be having them or not, just because they're very informative and allow us to kind of um, get even further on the same page with each other than we already were. And that um, is one of the key points to this immersion as well, just like having the group mindset come together and just allow us to be um, in the moment with each other's presence, I would say. I don't know if I worded that right, but we had our meditation, like I just said. We had our movie, The Matrix, and we had the dojo, which is something I did not touch on yet. We have our fire classes, and that was actually a really great experience for me just because I actually like the fire element more than the water and earth elements that we did in our previous classes, and the fire element just seems more practical to me, just to stop someone before they even get started. And it's just like not flashy, I would say, but it's just like just it's what I would try to um, achieve in sports and other parts of my life, just setting the tone early, and that's what fire seems like to me. So that clicked very well. And next week in the dojo, we're going to have our belt ceremony, and that sounds like it's going to be one really great experience. Just because when I did martial arts when I was younger, getting a new belt was always like a huge thing. So we'll see how that goes at the Quest Center. But that's mainly how this week has gone. Again, it was a very short week, but we have had extensive meditation and workouts along with the dojo and our movie. And that was basically what we did this week. So, yeah.